Good morning, one and all. For interpretation, please pin Meera. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session. Today, we are here for the presentation related to National Education Policy 2020 with special reference to deaf education. Before starting, I would like to give you some general instructions. When we start, please mute your mic. And please do not click the presentation button during Sibaji sir's presentation. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type into the chat box. We will bring them up and we will have the time for the questions at the end. Now, without any further ado, we all know today's guest is Sibaji sir. It's a great pleasure to have him. He is a well-known person in deaf community in India. This confident and self-made deaf leader and teacher has been working for the empowerment and development of the deaf community. He is the director of Shiga Eco Village and Futurized Academy. Director and founder of Happy Hands School for Deaf. He is also the member founder of esteemed organizations like Indian Sign Language Teachers Association and Indian Sign Language Interpreters Association. However, there are miles to go. On behalf of all those who are attending this webinar, I would like to welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much for the welcome, Sefi. Okay, can I start now? Yeah. Lisha ma'am, can you please mute the mic?
Please mute the mic of Ruji Singh. Okay.
So good morning to everyone. So now we are celebrating International Deaf Week. So first of all, I would like to congratulate, appreciate everyone, plus all the hearing people involved in this webinar. I would like to appreciate everyone and also the deaf people. So the 1 week celebration is going on. So I think you are all enjoying. We are learning a lot, very new topics, awareness, the importance of sign language, everything we are learning now. So it is very important for everyone to learn about the deaf community and the sign language. So I want to congratulate the Niche director, executive director of Niche, staff, and everyone responsible or have the responsibility of this webinar. So Niche is a better place for all the deaf people. So Niche has been working very hard to within like involving all the changes within the deaf community, and they have been working for the empowerment of the deaf people. I think Niche is a very better place, and I'm very happy for this. So I appreciate all the staff members and executive director of NISH for this webinar and inviting me for this webinar. I have been connected with NISH for the past few years from Samuel sir's time. So Samuel sir was the director of NISH. So today I am here for the presentation on National Education Policy 2020. I think you all know that the government has approved National Education Policy 2020 recently. So my presentation is general, plus we are focusing on the deaf education also, because we have to involve that. National Education Policy is directly focusing on, not only focusing on the deaf people, but also all the different disabilities and everything. There are a lot more in the National Education Policy also, but so covering everything and presenting everything is not possible now. So I'm just choosing few points, few important points, and I will be delivering that to you. Hope all of you can see me. But there are few hearing people also involved in this webinar. So deaf people may be more, I don't know, anything, whatever it is, I don't, I like to give you the awareness on the National Education Policy. So the important points of National Education Policy, how the deaf education is going to be an important in National Education Policy. So we are focusing on this. So my presentation is focusing mainly on the deaf education. I hope it is clear. Now we can start. So I will give you a few points of the National Education Policy 2020. So National Education Policy was actually made in 1986. So we have been using that for past time. Now after the few research, everything, we found that the syllabus or the system is little bit not enough for us. So they have changed it. They have invented the new education policy in 2020 in July. So 2 months before. So this National Education Policy 2020 is really important, and we will be using this for the next years, coming years. So this policy is really beneficial for everyone, and it is very important for all of you. So we have to focus on this education policy. We have to so we have to learn all the points of the National Education Policy. We have to understand that. We have to understand all the abstract concepts of this, and we have to talk more about this National Education Policy, and we have to continue this. So National Education 2020 is a general policy, is focusing on everyone in India, for every disability, every like caste, SC, poor people, there is no racism or nothing, anything for this National Education Policy. It is for all. National Education Policy is for all. It involves no gender inequality. Everyone is involved in this National Education Policy. Same like Indian Constitution and Indian law, National Education Policy 2020 is for everyone. So we have to focus on that. You have to understand the National Education Policy. So it involves a few topics for the deaf people also. It focuses mainly on education, that is the important, and it is really beneficial for everyone. So why is it needed? So National Education Policy 2020 is now approved, but why is it needed? So So the education, the degraded value of the public education, many children are like quitting their education because of the degraded value of education. Kerala is better. I don't in India. I think Kerala is better. The education, everything. The government is really encouraging the students to do their higher education. Government is supporting everything. But in some other places, the education is really little bit less. So further researches are going on. So they needed something to be changed in the education system. It has been a long time. The National Education Policy 1986 was established. So there need to be something change. So the old thing cannot be followed, right? So for like schools, there are many private schools have been found in every places, and they are using it only for financially developing themselves, not for the students, or not encouraging the students. So everyone want to be involved in this. So government want India to be a better place for the education, to give education for everyone in the future. That is the aim of national education policy, and gradually the life of the people will become very smooth. So after seeing the old national education policy, they needed to change few points, and they did that. Now I would like to explain the fundamental principles of national education policy. I'm not going deep into this. I'm just choosing few topics from that. So national education policy, what is in that? The basic rules or the fundamental principles of national education policy is to identify the skill, or what is the skill of a student, or what is the student, what is the speciality of the student, what is the skill of the student, and motivating that student on that basis. We are not giving a particular syllabus to them and forcing them to learn that. We are identifying the skill, and we are focusing on that skill of the student. Next is reading and writing. Reading and writing is really important. Then maths. Maths is also very important. The literacy, fundamental literacy and numeracy. So they have to get equal education which is relevant for their age. So that is the aim. So every student must be motivated themselves to achieve something. Same for the deaf people and the hearing people. It is the same. They have to have the reading and writing skills. Everyone is equal. Then flexibility. Flexibility, what does that mean? Before like science, we're focusing only on science or architecture, business. There are different streams. We are just focusing only on that. We are following only one stream and we are going forward. Like some people are focusing only on business, we are only focusing on business. But now in national education policy, it is like a flexible science, maths, everything we can learn. We can, like politics, everything. So how it is not clearly written in that national education policy, it will be further researches are going on. Next is holistic. What does that mean? Like general. So people living in the village can learn, even we can learn science Everything related to like agriculture we want to learn, yes, we can learn that. Everything we can learn, it is general. If we choose drama, we can choose business, we can choose sports, anything, we can learn everything. There is no rule like we can learn only sports. No, we can learn everything. Before, conceptual learning was not there. Conceptual understanding was not there. The teachers will be just reading the books and just delivering that to the students. The concept, the clarity of this concept. Same for the hearing and the deaf people. The conceptual understanding, the creativity, they're just grasping everything, learning and writing the exams. No, now they are focusing on conceptual understanding of the students, the creativity of the students, the critical thinking of the student. Everything we are focusing in this national education policy. They can think, they can develop their skills and everything according to this. So just debugging from the books and writing the exam and passing is not important. To understand the creative thinking, the critical thinking is really important. So next, multilingualism and the power of languages. So what is this point? So before, the rules for the languages are a little different. The formula, so the mother tongue, we will choose only 2 languages, maybe the mother tongue and another language. But now we have added a new point. From 0 to 8, we must use our mother tongue. Our mother tongue we have to learn, whatever it is. The language that our family members speak, we have to learn. When we are going to school, before it was like they will teach English from 0 to 8. But in national education policy, normally it's like we will speak our mother tongue at home and we will go to the school and we will learn English. But now the rule has changed. Language is very important. Why? From age 1 to 8, acquiring a language is really important. The mother tongue is very important. We have to encourage them learning their mother tongue. Then exams. Before it was summative exams, because they have to read and write exam and then they have to pass the exams. But now it has been changed. Now it is formative assessment. So we will be teaching them in the class. The exam will be like a little bit different. They have a discussion, they have an interview, they have a question answer, quiz, everything in the class, and after that they will be having a formative assessment type. Private home tuition is also it will gradually decrease. The tuitions, everything. Morning 6 to evening, the students will be going for tuition and they will be learning. No, that will not continue now. Now they will understand that it is only formative exams. They don't need to grasp everything and write the exam. It's no need. So next is respect the diversity. So NCERT, the National Council for Education, they have published all the books related to for India. Now they will make book for the example for the Kerala, they will change the book for Kerala in like the stories related to the Kerala history, related to the Kerala culture, they will be adding in the book. If it is Calcutta, they will add the culture and everything related to stories or everything related to the Calcutta culture. So the thing is like we have to learn the diversity. It is like our own mother tongue, our own language. We have to get more interested in our culture. We have to know our culture fully. Yes, we have to learn the other things also, but maybe in the later stages. So next is research. So research is really important. We have to encourage researchers. So this books, like we are making lot of syllabus, book, everything, and we are spreading it. So important is research. After doing the researches, we have to, if there is something needed to be changed, we have to change, we have to support that. Before it was very difficult for the government to control. We have the rules, everything was very heavy. The work was very heavy before for in the schools. They have to write a lot. So we have to encourage the students to write and read. The quality of the education should not go down. That won't be accepted. The quality of the education should be higher. So simply reading and writing won't do. We have to learn everything, the points, up to the points. So after learning everything, we have to promise like we should learn and we should use that in our daily life. So 2021, for the next few years, we will be following this National Education Policy 2020 and all the points in that. So National Education Policy is very good actually. Next, RPWD. I hope all of you know that. The disability law. So National Education Policy is not ignoring RPWD 2016. So RPWD is focusing on solving the problems of every disabled person, training the teachers, social workers, so to lead them, to guide them. So in schools also, everywhere, the importance of the language, everything is focusing and it's getting better also. So the disabled people won't be like very sad and sitting in a sitting lonely or something like that. Every accessibility regarding the language, accessibility, everything will be given according to RPWD, and they can even get better and have their own rights. So they have to follow the RPWD. So MEP is focusing on RPWD also. So mentally retarded students, maybe like for them it will be a little bit difficult for learning, right? So but they will be having some skills. So according to that, they will be working. We will not be ignoring them. So how the government will be doing this, we have to wait and see. So very important topic is this. So MEP is for all. As I said earlier, there are few points really connected to the deaf. for the deaf leader, deaf education, awareness, empowerment. So government decided how the process will be done, how these rules will be followed in NEP, which is very important for everyone. So little bit they have changed. So, okay, oral, focusing on oral education, using the sign language is also very important. We are focusing on that also in this national education policy. So early education and care. So you can see the PPT. So deaf education, deaf schools, the training, the institutional training. There are many institutions like NISH, NIHH. So deaf education, giving deaf education, who is responsible for that? There are many centers in India. So who is responsible for that? There is no one responsible for this. Who is handling this? There is no punishment for something. For example, so we will be teaching the students will be joining the school and teaching them maybe 5 years or 10 years we will be teaching them. But the writing skills of the children and the learning or the speaking skills of the children are not developing. So the teacher will be telling, yes, I did my responsibility. I have taught them. They are deaf, they can't hear, they can't talk, and they will leave them. So what about the students' education? The student will be quitting their schools. After that, the reading, writing skill, nothing for them. So they are stuck. So the teacher will be telling like, I'm not responsible. Why should I go to the jail? I am free. No. National education policy is promising all the deaf education, all the deaf and the hearing. So they have to give them right education. So the government is really focusing on everyone, every teachers who are teaching the deaf children or the hearing children, everyone. So they can't blame anyone. So it will be continued. It's a positive change, right? So before the schools, like ICSC, so preschool, pre-education, the play school. Before also there was there, but now they have changed it to early childhood care education. So they will be giving care for everyone. They will be teaching them language and everything. This is really important, but time for children. They can learn the basic skills. They can discuss with everyone. They can learn everything. So after this, like after school education will not be a problem in this. National education policy promised that 3 to 6 age children should learn everything. They can be taught everything. That is the order in class first. So they have to, like, early childhood care and education is really important for them. So next is foundation for literacy and numeracy. So numeracy, what does that mean? Till now, it was not focused topic in NEP. So when we see America or some other places all over the world, everywhere it is developing the literacy skills and the numeracy skills. But few here, before the age of 8, the language should be fully given to them. They should acquire the language. The reading and writing skill will automatically develop. For example, in America, you know, in California. There is a center, in America, California. A new policy was introduced. What was that policy? For the deaf. So they have to go to the school, they have to learn the language, they have to acquire that language. So government promises deaf education for all. Before the age of 8, they have to acquire the language. Whatever it is, let it be sign language or their mother tongue, they have to acquire the language. So that was the first law in regarding the deaf children. We can teach them through any language, maybe sign language. For hearing people, we teach them spoken language, right? The same way we can teach using sign language. So if it is not possible, the fine will be, or the punishment will be for the teachers. So who is observing that? There is a deaf person in the government who is observing or who is focusing on this, regarding the deaf education. Are the children happy? Are the children ready to go for their school education? So that this deaf person will be focusing on this. He's working on that. So we can't tell them like the student is unable to write or read or anything. Before the age of 8, he or she should acquire the language. So we are not telling like oralism cannot be followed. Yes, your oralism can be done. When? We are teaching them the spoken language. If it is really successful, it's fine to teach them. But if it fails, what happens? So before we have to test, like if the child is ready to sign, we can teach them sign language. So we are giving yes, there is like sign language accessibility for all. We can teach them sign language. But after like giving oralism for few years and then telling it is not possible to teach them spoken language, then who is punishable there? 4-5 years we will be teaching them oralism and we will be getting the benefit. What about the students? So who's responsible for this? So in this policy we are focusing on that. So the numeracy and the literacy skills. Anything, spoken language or sign language. But the reading and writing skill must be good. In this policy, maybe we are seeing like it's short, but we are focusing more on that. So it's not like staying at home, boring, the communication which the teachers fail, the reading is impossible, we feel stressed, depressed. No, we have to enjoy. We have to learn very interestingly. We have to involve in all the work. We should not sit idle. We have to interact with the society. So always we will be tell inclusive, the word but for the deaf, we need equality. Equality is right. As we are enjoying the equality, yes, that's good. But we have to focus more on inclusiveness. We have to enjoy the equality with everyone. We have to involve. We have to be equal with the hearing people. And then only the society will We have to learn everything. We have to be general about everything. Okay, next is multilingualism and power of language. There are many languages. True. In India, there are many languages. We have to give respect to all languages. The official language and all other language. There are different languages, but we have to give respect to all languages, and we have to learn. We have to promote. We have to encourage learning languages. So tribal languages, there are few tribal languages. If you are not recognized, it's not a problem. But that group will be using, the tribal group will be using that language. So, but we have to give education for them in that tribal language. We should not ignore the tribal language and teach them English. No. In national education policy, is focusing on that. Whatever is your mother tongue, it should be. Maybe few languages are not recognized. So on your own mother tongue. So deaf people, sign language. So what is the meaning of that? If your mother tongue is clear, it's good. Then only you can learn or go for further education. Example, in Kerala, we have to learn mother tongue Malayalam, but for example, in Kerala, Malayalam, we have to learn Malayalam. It is important, yes. So my mother tongue is Malayalam. I have to learn Malayalam. Then for the deaf people, it's difficult for learning Malayalam, right? So they can sign. They can learn sign language and then mother tongue. It is also possible, right? We can explain it in sign language and they will understand that. Once the students start signing clearly, then automatically they can learn every language. They can learn English. They can be bilingual. They can be multilingual. Yes, it's possible. It's not easy, but there are researches going on this. And the deaf people are telling, yes, it's possible to learn many languages. We should not ignore that. So we will be saying like hard of hearing people, it's better to teach spoken language. So many researchers have found that deaf people can learn sign language first. They can communicate with the teachers, they can communicate with the family, then they can learn other languages. So multilingualism and power of language is really important. Once we explain this to everyone, they will understand. You have to know that. In Happy Hands schools, school for the deaf, for the past 3 years, then this national education policy is already been used in Happy Hands schools for the past 3 years. The students are enjoying, they're learning, they're playing, they're using sign language, everything is good there. If you want to see, you can just come there and see. So next important point is NCFSC, National Curriculum Framework for the School Education. So what is this? So there are many courses in the school, but the curriculum is not fully developed for this. So this national curriculum framework will give it in all the languages. This course will be in all languages. So the changes are going on. After that, it will be spread all over India. NCF is really important for the deaf people also. How it will be involved in the deaf education and the importance you have to learn. So we are not deviating from the NCF. You have to focus on NCF. NCF is really important. It will help you to understand the sign language for the deaf people. Explain it clearly. NCF will be providing this. So now we can see. So NEP 2020 is telling about the ISL standardization also. The politics is still going on regarding the standardization of language, because the language, even the sign language, there is diversity. So standardization is must, but let's see. We are not worried much about that standardization, but I don't think it's really needed. Maybe 20 years later, once the language is highly developed with all the research materials, we have to focus first on education, right? So NEP. So I don't think about the standardization. So about the ISL standardization, across the country also, it's a question mark, maybe in future. How? So few people are deviating from that, I don't know. So the government is working hard for the ISL standardization. How can it be possible? Hope it will be solved. It's not a big deal. Let's see. Okay. One more point is there in the National Education Policy. So NIOS will develop high quality modules for teaching Indian Sign Language and also other subjects like science, maths in Indian Sign Language. So that is a positive thing. But NIOS, they have given the work to NIOS for focusing on that. It's very good. So NIOS should not ignore this. They have to focus on the Indian Sign Language modules and also the other subject modules. They have to make it in a good quality for the deaf people to understand in the future. So deaf people will be learning, the resource will be available. So it will be very easy for the deaf people for learning all the subjects. So time, let's move fast. So what's new? What's the news? National Education Policy has approved. 2020 has been approved. So government has to do the further processing also very fast, right? So they are formulating the educational materials. So NCERT. So they are focusing on the deaf. So government has started the work. That's very good. So accessibility for the deaf people to make the videos, subtitle, the voicing, the shooting, video shooting, everything. So the government, so NCERT had given the report to the government. They had started the working. So NIOS has ordered the government to make to NIOS, the government has ordered to make all the video materials in the sign language. So every subject will be translated to sign language. which will be fully accessible. So for the past 1.5 years, NIOS has been working in this. So they have been working, making the resources for accessible for everyone. They have been working, and sir is also involved in that. So English, then Hindi, then Malayalam, then maybe ISL is also possible, like the languages. So if it is given for a deaf person, they will choose ISL because it is accessible for them in the 10th class. In the future, maybe this will be, now it is only in English, Hindi or other spoken languages, but making the resource material in ISL is also, the work is going on. So the deaf group and the government group, like Minister, NCRT, MSDD. So they will be having the discussion, and the deaf people will not be ignored. So they have to be involved in this. Whatever the government works regarding the ISL resource, everything, the idea should be given by the deaf leaders or deaf people. So the focusing is really important, right? So national education policy, as said earlier, it is for all. So deaf people, they can't sleep. They have to involve in this. So if the government is not working on that, we have to advocate for our rights. We have to call the government. We have to work with them. We have to explain them the right way for the deaf education. Hope this will be applied everywhere and education will become better. We can't blame the government. We have to involve in that. First, we have to involve in that. Cochlear implant, hearing aid, everything is good, yes, but what about the deaf people? We have to involve in the government working. We have to advocate for them. Deaf children at the age of 10, 5, 3, 8, they will be going to school. Our aim is to give the students the right resources for their learning. So we are responsible for that. We have to give them the right education to make a better syllabus for them. So we should not forget about the future of the deaf students. Every place is the education should be better. That is really important. See, hope. So national education policy has given us a new hope, right? So what is that hope? Hope that deaf education will change. The method will change. Really, we are suffering, right? Yes, we are suffering. The training, few teachers, sign language, the teaching methodologies. The government has not yet supported us financially also. There are many complaints that we have raised to the government. Let's see. We have been suffering. The reading, writing skills, everything we are suffering, right? So we are young, we are good, but the reading, writing skill, what about that? There are few deaf people who are successful, yes, very few. Maybe half deaf, hard of hearing, few people. Like, few people are successful, yes. That's good, I appreciate. But I want every deaf people, the deaf community to be educated. So national education policy's aim is that. Hope this system or this syllabus will change the deaf education. Our life will become better. Hope. Let's hope that. Okay, good. So now I'm stopping my lecture. Thank you to everyone. Good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Jinsi,
Yes, ma'am.
is there any questions in the chat box? Jinsi,
No, no.
is there any questions in the chat box?
In the YouTube live also, there were no questions. They are just asking that, they are just saying about the NEP and deaf organizations like that.
Okay, there is a question from Akila ma'am. So there is
Hi,
a question
sir.
from Akila ma'am. So the question is, what about the quality of online education like in this pandemic times? Does NEP address this? So sir will be answering this. So NEP, in NEP there are many important points like technical education using the technology for online education. So encouraging this online education. So it's not telling about the pandemic situation right now, but regarding the technology use and motivating the use of technology, everything is really in the NEP, but the COVID situation has really changed the problems. It's very difficult now. So we are using sign languages, using like for few people who are using oralism or lip reading, it has become really difficult, right? The education part, they have to stay in the home, how to teach them, it's really hard. But for who are using the sign language, it's okay for them. So online for everyone, it's not possible. So what is possible? It's better to like a classroom, and they can follow the social distancing rules, and without any contact also they can teach, right? That is better because the quality, so off service quality is very good compared to the online for the deaf education, right? So deaf people has to learn that the quality of the science should not go down, so that for the deaf people, they won't accept that.
Ma'am, another question
Of the science should not go down.
from Parth. Sir, I have a question. Will this NEP 2020 benefit for these people who have recently passed 10th and 12th with decent scores? Sir, I have a question. Will this NEP
So NEP has few limitations. Higher education. Regarding the higher education, yes, there are few support the accessibility in this. There are few forms. So NEP has two parts. One part is like till 12th education, and the other part is like college education, like BA, PhD. So NEP is supporting everything. The changes will happen, the accessibility will be given, flexibility in the learning. They use technology. Learning, the engineering sector, everywhere the inclusiveness is going to be getting better. So how? With practice, it will be changing. Hope it will be changing. After +2 also there will be, but it will take time.
Another question is there. In many regular schools and college, the students have regular online classes, but captioning is not good, and they don't know ISL. How can be solved? Does NEP address it?
It can be solved, but they're not doing that. You understand? In NEP, individual focus education should be given. It is addressed in the NEP, but they have not started doing it. The subtitles are not given. That should be given, but right now it's not happening. They should be in contact with the teachers, the subtitles in all the online education platforms. So there are some Google Translates also, right? During the speech it can be translated, but everyone is not doing that. So they are not following the rules. That's the thing. Jinsi finished?
Yes.
So I think few people
Sandeep sir, Sandeep sir is asking something.
സാറിനെ കാണുന്നില്ല ഒരു So the presentation was really nice regarding the NEP. Raji sir, can you see Sandeep sir? Yeah. Can you see me? So this is Sandeep sir. So he's telling that the presentation was really nice. Thank you so much for the presentation regarding NEP. There are many points that are involved in the NEP. So in deaf schools, deaf education is not getting better. So is there any point regarding the deaf education? What can be told? So you know about the RPWD 2016, right? So inside RPWD, it is a point that the teachers, regarding the teachers, should learn sign language, or that regarding the language and language equality and the resources for the deaf people must be given. And in RPWD, it's the point is regarding the deaf teachers also. So deaf teachers have to be involved in the education of the deaf children. You have to advocate for them. You have to advocate. That is the important thing. Second thing is, in deaf schools, the children are also silent, right? They are failing, but they are very silent. They follow the oral way of teaching, but the reading and writing skill is not developing, and the children are very silent. So the researches are going on, right? You have to do the researches and give or submit that to the government, and you have to question them, what is this? So the researches can be shown as the proof. So when the government compare the research and the RPWD Act, then they can understand the difficulties. So there are many deaf teachers, right? So deaf teachers can advocate for this. So you can work with them. You can take the responsibility. So, national education policy. In national education policy, there is no point. There is not a perfect point for that. But in RPWD, it is there, right? So RPWD is currently involved in NEP. So hearing teachers and deaf teachers were equal, right? If the education fails, the question comes to the teacher. No, the students can raise the question, right? We want deaf teachers. We want deaf teachers to teach us. Where are the deaf teachers? They're sleeping. You have to advocate for your rights. That's important.
Okay, ma'am. Another question from Anu Malik.
Wait.
Okay. Anu Malik, a question from Anu Malik.
So he's deaf, Jinsi? Deaf, okay. Wait. Utkarsh. So he's asking regarding the oralism will change. The oralism factor will change. So we are focusing on the education, the deaf education, the higher education. So everyone is equal. The education will be given to everyone, and everyone should achieve the higher education. Let it be oralism. Few people will be getting success with oralism or cochlear implant, hearing aid. That's good. Let them. We should not stop that. It's good, right? Let them continue with that. But for a deaf, we have to give all the options. We have to give all the options for the deaf people. So everything is equal. Sign language, they can use sign language, they can use allism, but the success of education is important. Cincy?
Okay, ma'am. Another question from Anu Malik. Sir, as I am doing interpreting course due to this pandemic, we are facing problem in polishing our sign language as well as improving. How can we improve?
So I'm sorry, I don't know this pandemic situation. We have to cope up with that, right? So there are, like, you can learn. So you can just go to a deaf person's home nearby. You can communicate with them. Your sign will automatically develop. That is the motivation that you have to acquire. So it is not necessary to learn the ISL focusing on Zoom or Google Meet or anything. You have to go to a deaf person. You have to communicate with a deaf friend. You can just video call them. You can just communicate with them. That is a free communication, right? Any friend, any deaf friend, you can just choose them and just communicate with them. You can learn. So practicing that will automatically increase your confidence. You can just start the conversation like hello, hi. Then you can just continue the communication. Then automatically your skill will develop. That's a better option, right? There are many deaf people whose sign are like average. What they will do is they will video call some another deaf person. They will communicate with them like a group video call or something like that. You can just improve your sign. You should not just copy one teacher. All the deaf people are teachers, right? So you can just connect with all the deaf people in your area. You can just communicate with them. You can welcome them. You can learn from them. You should not say like, I want to learn. I want to be friend with you. I want to communicate with you. That is the thing. Then automatically you will learn. So you can do that. Cincy, any more questions?
Ma'am, there is a question in the YouTube live. Okay. The question is, what do you think would be the way forward to benefit from NEP? A person named Surendra is asking that, and he is also adding that, yes, without upscaling teachers, implementation of NEP would not possible. A lot of brilliant.
Cincy, can you repeat it?
Okay, ma'am. The question is, what do you think would be the way forward to benefit from NEP? And he is also adding that, yes, without upscaling teachers, implementation of NEP would not be possible. A lot of de-learning and relearning would be required.
Yes. What you have told is right. So I am not the one to tell about the teachers. In NEP, there is a separate portion explaining about the teachers' relearning. So regarding the skills of the teachers, etc. is involved in the NEP. With time, everything will be implemented. So the skills of the teachers is really important. It should be developed. It will happen soon. In your own place, like in Kerala, they will be starting a new center and they will be upgrading the teachers. Finished, Cincy?
Yes, ma'am. And Aditya Kumar Singh is this. I think he's want to ask something. Aditya Kumar Singh. camera is on.
Okay. I think Aditya Kumar's video is off. Sorry, there is a problem. So Sivaji sir is unable to find Aditya Kumar's video. Really sorry for that.
Ma'am, there is another question from.
Okay, Jinsi, can you ask Aditya Kumar to type the question out? Because Sibaji sir is unable to find this video.
I think Aditya Kumar Singh.
Yeah, I saw, but okay, Jinsi, continue. Question, please.
It is from the YouTube live. The same person, Shirinder. What role Shivaji sees of deaf leaders in implementing NEP? What role Shivaji sees of deaf leaders in implementing NEP?
So if it is a question to me, I'm telling like, now I'm not a deaf leader. But I'm an educated person. Before? Okay, so before he was, he was a leader working with AFD. Yes, true, I was a leader. But there are many deaf leaders in India, right? So their role, yes, they must focus on government. They have to involve in the committees of the government. They have to work. Their voice should be raised for the deaf education. The deaf group, the deaf leaders group must be involved in the government to advocate for the deaf education. Yes, even I too have a role, but I think I focus on the education. So I think the deaf leaders should be involved in the government panel. Jinsi, next question.
Okay, ma'am. Another question from Parvati Pavitran. I have a question. Sign language will help in delivering the concepts to the deaf. But how to improve the intellectual and cognitive skills of the deaf?
Jinsi, can you repeat the question?
Okay, ma'am. Sign language will help in delivering the concepts to the deaf. But how to improve the intellectual and cognitive skills of the deaf?
So truly speaking, the cognitive concept, there is no difference in that. Cognitive and concept delivering. The important thing is communication. If the communication is 100%, you can learn everything. You can understand everything. Let it be cognitive, let it be intellectual, let it be concept. It can be developed. So hearing people, when we communicate, we will be like speaking, automatically our cognitive skills will develop, right? In the same way. So the important thing is communication. So high quality of communication, 100% communication is important for the development of cognitive skills.
Ma'am, a person named Yash is want to ask about RPWD NEP government. Yash, his camera is on.
Yesh Saluja, right?
Yes. Yes, Saluja.
So NEP, RPWD, I think the process regarding the NEP to match with the deaf person, the society, regarding the linguistic research, everything. So is RPWD is connected with NEP? So how was the process of RPWD and NEP? So I'm very happy that a deaf person raised a question. In India, the researches are going on regarding the barriers of the deaf people, the sufferings of the deaf people. The researchers are to be done, but there are no researches yet done. They have just like done recognized a particular thing. So the researches are to be done. In NEP, also the points are done with respect to RPWD. Now the deaf people, we have to accept that NEP, and the researches are to be done. So what are the barriers of deaf people? You have to research that. Once you have found that, you can solve that. With time, if what will happen if the hearing people will go ahead and the deaf people will be at back. So what is the use of researchers? So teachers will not be responsible for that, right? So you have to learn. The barriers should be overcome. So the important thing is research. You have to research on the barriers of the deaf people and then work on it. So national education policy is not focusing only on one point. Linguistic research is there or not anything. It's general. It's not focusing only on linguistic research or on a particular topic. Deaf, blind, other handicapped people, other disabilities. There are many disabilities involved in this, right? So NEP has every. It's focusing like generally. It's not focusing on the linguistics or something like that. Every disability is involved in the NEP. So you have to call the government. You have to advocate for your right. The process is very hard. It will happen with time. Thank you so much for that question, Yash.
Again, a question from Akhila Surendran.
Wait and see. Okay. Question. Chelsea?
Again, a question from Akhila Surendran. How to ensure good quality ISO translation of technical or scientific content?
So the same question has been raised by many people. So regarding the sign language interpretation, it's developing. So there are many technologies also for the sign language interpretation, but I don't think it's possible. But with time, technology can develop. I don't know. But important thing is like human touch. So with a person interpreting, you can understand the culture of the. It's really important for the person to understand the culture while interpreting. So once a person understands the culture and the topic, everything, then the interpretation will be possible. And regarding the technologies, it's very difficult to answer. In future, I don't think everyone will depend on the interpreters. Yes, it's possible. Interpretation is possible for the complex science subjects. So you have to have an interpreter with a deaf person who knows the science, who is well educated. You can teach that. So the deaf person can easily mingle with the deaf children. So the signing will be fluent, right? So deaf teacher who knows the science, who knows the subject, he can explain it that very well. So it will be very impactful for the deaf children. So regarding interpretation, yes, interpreters can also do that. But as you say, the spiciness of the food, like that, the spiciness is different when a deaf interpreter and a hearing interpreter comes. So the deaf interpreter, it's like a natural sign, right? So hearing interpreters, it's little less. So deaf interpreters can explain it very different way. Chelsea, any more questions?
No, ma'am.
So I think Aparna can deliver the vote of thanks. Abhishek?
Abhishek is not here, ma'am.
Okay, Chelsea, you interpret?
Yes, yes.
Hello everyone. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Let me first of all start by giving glory to the Almighty God for making today's occasion a resounding success. First and foremost, I thank our special guest, Mr. Shivaji Pandey sir, the director of Happy Hands School for the Deaf, who despite his busy schedule has found time to grace this occasion. He explained us about the national education policy and how it's going to change the deaf education. Thank you, sir, for your valuable presence over here. Next, let me thank the coordinator of this webinar who arranged this occasion for all of us. Last but not the least, I thank all the people who joined this webinar and making it a big success. Thank you all.